Charles IV, King of Bohemia.
God, I know I asked for a lot now, but I tried to fly and got shot down. Hell on earth, man, the bodies just dropped now. Plus my little brother on the block now. We used to ride with the top down, but them New Orleans summers get hot now. From a place where them niggas ain't nervous. Fresh to death, brother, R.I.P. Virgil. Do you even hear what you saying? Do you even know why you praying? I put in that word like a saying. I'm taking it serious, no longer playing. Been here from the start, but these voices, they tear me apart. All these choices they're making is hard. I'm stuck in my ways, it ain't getting me far. My mom always says you gon' be who you are. Circumstances let you see who you are. Second chance to make for deadly dances. I'ma love my death, my heart a necromancer. I'm obsessed with it, pray I'm blessed with it. I would test with it. If I think it's perfect, I don't mess with it. If I think it's worth it, put my best in it. If I think it's certain, I don't question it. I just go with it. Wavy baby, gotta flow with it. Riding around in an old city, drinking Miller like it's no limit. It was handhelds, now it's digital scales. Take a shot when I ain't feeling well. I'm going through it, but they couldn't tell. Take your 2 cents and throw it in the well. I've been wishing for better. Pop me a pill, now I'm high as Coachella. You see me riding the sky with propellers. I let it take me the time and the stellar, but won't let it break me by now. No better, ain't hell in the place. How many things are comparing to this? They told me I'd be on some arrogant shit. I'm aware of it. Live in the moment you have, gotta cherish the gift. We don't have the time to be wasted. This knowledge is common and basic. In touch with the soul of the ages. I can't replace it, I can't erase it. My destiny calling me. My kid put they all in me. Might jump off the 40th floor. Just hope that I fall in peace. God, I know I asked for a lot now, but I tried to fly and got shot down. Hell on earth, man, the bodies just drop now. Plus my little brother on the block now. We used to ride with the top down, but them New Orleans summers get hot now. From a place where them niggas ain't nervous. Fresh to death, brother, R.I.P. Virgil. R.I.P. Virgil. We used to ride with the top down, but them New Orleans summers get hot now. We used to ride with the top down, but them New Orleans summers get hot.
This will be the crossroads. So where did Pi go?
Palm trees, throw shade down on my we've started. Keep your pennies, don't need your opinion. What you do, I'll be pleased to forgive you. Then we can chill by the window, watching the clouds blow in the moonlight. My pastime I indulge in when the stars bright. Just give me space and let me align the planets. Weight of the world on my shoulders, I wonder if I can manage. I swam across the Atlantic, in search of some candy weather expanding. The plan that we had way back in 2000. That shit was astounding, like grateful for the love and the ones that keeping them grounded when Lucifer creeps. Staying thirsty for the poison when vice is achieved. Take me to the garden and feed them when I was starving. But either way, I'd probably be having to beg your pardon. Thinking of living all my days under palm trees. Down the avenue, I need to drive slow. Just help me cross these trees in my palm, please, so I can simmer down and get my eyes low. One day I wanna build a house under palm trees, praying that I can leave behind my homeland. Just fly me south of the border when November comes. I'll say my goodbyes, a little chance I'll ever come back. But before I leave, I got some unfinished business I need to tend to. See, keeping my side of the street clean is paramount before I depart. Attempting to infiltrate a circle of stars, but play my style. But money, women, daily on a Daniel sipping, running, killing his habits, got the devil grinning. Mummy, grimace, just hoping that the cycle finished. She's seen it before, and the daddy who had their kids. Now I'm praying not for a kindred spirit, nor am I praying for high horses or righteous living. He made some mistakes, and I guess I made them too. Yeah, well only I saw from a different point of view. Awkward, she had to break the news end of whatever. Cut him off cold like some wintry weather. Both going all leading lives that were separate. Missed out on Cupid's attendance, but luckily for this child in question, that only gave him the desire just to go and spend my days under palm trees. Down the avenue I need to drive slow. Just help me cross these trees in my palm please, so I can simmer down and get my eyes low. One day I wanna build a house under palm trees, praying that I can leave behind my homeland. Just fly me south of the border when November comes. I'll say my goodbyes, a little chance I'll ever come back. P.S. I can't forget my shopping list. Caught myself a bit of some property, maybe in the city or in the sticks, or plane tickets to paradise where the ocean lives. One day I'll sail into the distance with a pack of silver Rizzler, some personal effects and maybe one or two scriptures explaining that I'm only coming back on one condition. Umbrella in his hand, the wizard telling me to listen. Look, careful in the rain, you'll catch a cold if you run prepared. I'm an outlaw, I don't need your rules. I live by the kick and snare, plus some ivories to lullaby myself to sleep. When I've been smoking way too much to slumber naturally. Yeah, and as this flower grows, I'm asking myself if I ever will return. Cause life is a dream when you're under palm trees, and just for that reason I'd say I can't leave.
Everyone says the Broken Wheel Tavern is the fun place to be in the evening. I want you to take me there.
Have you ever been to a tavern?
Me and my father used to stop at the tavern in the Glade when he was taking the flour into town, but he never wanted to take me inside. What do you think, Hal? Shall we go?
Building rust. To me, that's enough.
And just where might that be?
Just above the upper gate, a little before you reach Retire.
And I'll hold enough. Will it stay?
See, why not?
Will it leave?
You'll have to try some ale while you're there.
TV books,
I will, I promise.
playing scenes,
Let's be going then.
rip my tusks, right from me, sell them off, ivory. Guess you stay falling. I don't know if my
Sometimes.
drive's for this.
If I want a proper meal, I have to. I don't want to eat the stuff I got.
That's true. I haven't forgotten that bet you made back in Scallop.
Don't talk about those, don't you?
Guess you stay for
Fritz's belly heaves at the very mention. Even
Why
that.
you pin
That's
so
where you go to more mentions, is it?
I just need for you.
Taverns and bars are where the best ones gather.
You lout.
Do this every week, feeling incomplete, slipping out those sheets.
Really just,
No one's contain me.
I don't go
Do
picking
this
up
every week. She don't wanna leave. We was at round 3, syrup like Twin Peaks. Traveled in by coach, studying neighbor
Come on
dog,
then.
dipping through your zones. Now you get to know. Heart shade of black, smile that has the fact. Neck up on my own, hoping that I float.
Yes, definitely.
Guess you stay falling.
Service?
Ah, a pair of lovebirds. What would you like to order?
Is it alright?
It's excellent.
This ale is no better in the province.
You know what?
What? What are you doing? Oh, no. But really?
Yes, yes. Oh, come on, be brave.
No, I've never...
Hand on my hip.
I don't even know how.
And off we go.
But really, I don't know how.
You're doing just fine.
Right. Oh,
All right.
it's fine. Not so bad. You wore me out.
And you said you couldn't dance.
How about a dance with a real man?
How about you leave me alone and bother someone else?
Come on. It's a crime to waste a body like that on a scrawny boy like him. You got tits like a cow in calf. That's it. I like a woman to fight for. Fuck her. You'll pay for that, boy.
I could do with a bite to eat.
Fuck!
Filthy swine.
Missed!
My hero. Does it hurt?
No, you should worry about the other fella. I'm fine. Ow!
Of course you are. That's why you wince every time I touch you. You saw him off, though. He wasn't feeling so playful after you'd finished with him.
That tickles.
Baby. So, you'll probably be fine. but try to give your hands some rest. Don't go lifting anything too heavy.
Thank you. Can I take you home?
You never give up. Are you sure you don't need a bit more rest? I can find my own way home.
I'll manage those few extra steps.
Come on then, hero.
I'll give you this. Nights out with you might be painful, but they're never boring.
I do my best.
You should go in before Peshek starts fretting. Oh. Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
right? Yeah. Yeah.
I'm looking for a fellow called Riki. Do you know him?
Riki? You mean Hinnick, the courier's son?
Maybe. Do you know where I might find him?
He's not usually around here. Try asking at his home, but I hope you got a thick skin. Your courier ain't exactly charming.
So you know this Hinnick. Can you tell me something about him?
Not much, I confess. Most of the village folk avoid him like the plague.
Why's that?
No one with a nose likes spending too much time around tanners. And that Riki keeps bad company. I've never heard a good word said about him.
What can you tell me about the old courier?
He's as cantankerous as a hog in a thorn bush. He won't talk to anyone.
Why do they call Hinnick Riki anyway?
He's a tanner, isn't he? If you're ever downwind of him, you'll understand. Tanning isn't a trade for the weak of stomach.
True enough. But not every courier gets cursed with a name like that.
Well, Hinnick's nature's no sweeter than his smell.
Why has he got such a bad name?
Well, like his old man, he doesn't talk much to anyone. And then he's always skulking off somewhere. I heard he got a taste of the pillory in Rattay for thieving. And in Neuhof, he got boozed up in the alehouse with his cronies, and they beat up some merchants.
So a bit more than high spirits.
Just so. We're all honest folk here, and we've no use for the likes of him.
Don't tell me there's not a single person who talks to him.
He's been seen around with one of the bathhouse wenches. Adela, I believe she's called.
I'm honoured that a knight such as you takes an interest in me.
What's happening around here?
Ah, you know how it is. Always something. Especially at the mill. Not a week goes by without some ruckus there. But I'm wise to them troublemakers. Whenever they're planning some mischief, they're always huddled there in the corner, hatching their plots. Like yesterday, for instance. And there's more. Like Vatsek has started an archery contest here. If you want to try your luck at winning a few groschen, you should go and see him. And by the way, now I think of it, I've not seen Kunhutta here for some time, the local herbwoman. She always comes here once a week for a tankard of ale. But she ain't turned up recently. I hope nothing's happened to her.
What's happening around here?
Nothing much, thank God. Peace and quiet is a blessing in this day and age. Take care now.
My respects to you.
Good luck to you. Yeah! Yeah!
What was that noise? I hope I can be of help to you, knight.
I'm looking for...
I don't know nothing.
Don't you at least know where he usually goes? It's important.
Hinek shows up at home once in a blue moon, so I don't know nothing about where he gets to. Even if I did, why would I tell every Tom, Dick and Harry?
Your son is about to get into deep shit. I'm trying to find him so I can warn him.
That's nothing new. He's always up to his ears in it.
But this time his neck's on the block. He got mixed up with some very dangerous people. I have to find him.
All right. He was here a few days ago, but he left right away. He looked like he was in a hurry.
And you don't know where he went?
I've got an idea, but I don't know where it is exactly.
I don't follow.
Hinek makes some money on the side from poaching. He boasted to me a few times about what a great hideout he found in the woods, but he never told me where it is.
Well, it's not much to go on, but it's better than nothing. Thank you. Don't you have any clue at all where his hideout could be?
I really don't know nothing about that. I could tell when he'd come from there is all.
How's that?
Because every time he brought some hides for tanning and money.
He had money because he sold the stuff right away.
I suppose. He never kept any of his loot here.
Do you know who he sold it to?
No. But the innkeeper came here now and again and gave him coin. Of course, it could have been for me.
All right. I'll ask at the inn then. What more do you know?
Nothing. I swear to God Almighty, I've said all I know. Hinek never told me nothing.
Bloody hell. Start using your head or I'll never find Hinek. How much time did he spend away? What was he wearing? How did he look when he came back? Anything?
Well, he came and went at all sorts of hours. I really don't know. Except maybe one thing. He'd come home scratched with brambles and with leaves and muck on him.
So he probably went through thick woods to get to that place.
I reckon. What do I know? Go. And if he's really in as much shit as you say, please try and find him. Something you're looking for.
Yeah! I want to ask about the courier's son, Hinek.
But ask someone else. They've nothing to do with Riki. He'd only drive my customers away.
Really? I heard a different story. I heard the two of you do business together.
Who are you, anyway?
A friend of Hinek's. He's gone missing and I need to find him.
I don't know where he is. But if you find the bastard, tell him he still owes me some goods.
I don't give a damn what deals you've been doing together. I won't tell anyone. I just need to know where Riki is. It's urgent.
What have our deals got to do with where he disappeared to?
More than you think. It's likely Riki is hiding out at his poaching lair. And believe me, it wasn't hard to find out who was buying game from him, and it's even easier to go to the castle and tell them. Poaching's a crime, after all.
All right. But give me your word of honor you won't tell anyone about our deal.
You have my word.
Fine. So, what do you want to know?
I hear Hinek has a hideout in the woods he uses for hunting game. Do you know where it is?
Not exactly. That is, I don't know where it is at all. But I happen to know it's a dark place, a cave or an old mine shaft.
How do you know that?
Whenever Riki was going poaching, he always came to me first for candles and lamp oil. He brought the game skinned and gutted, so we had to have a light for that.
How much game did he bring you?
Not much, a few pieces. There's no great demand here. Sometimes the gentry has something, otherwise it ends up in sausages.
And do you know of any mine shafts nearby?
There's a few of them around. There's one on the opposite bank, a short way off the path leading from the forge to the west. Then there's a mine gallery to the east of the village, up in the woods above the cliffs. And I heard there's one shaft on the headland close to the water.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Watch you don't break your neck, though. It's rough ground, and you could easily fall down a shaft. May the Lord watch over you.
God preserve you. Good night. Can I do something for you?
I'm interested in your services.
Uh-huh. And what do you want?
I've heard you have nice girls here.
That can be arranged, but you'll pay in advance.
Fine. Here it is.
I'm sure you'll be extremely satisfied. Take care.
What?
God preserve you, good night. Can I do something for you?
I heard you've been seeing Hinek, the tanner's son.
So what? Come to preach at me, have you? That I'm a loose woman, a sinner, that I seduce decent men?
God, no, nothing like that. It's just that you're the only one in the village who sees Hinek, so I came to ask you about him.
Aye, I've seen him often enough. I don't know what I could tell you about him.
Where can I find Hinek?
I haven't seen him in the village for a few days. He must have run off to the woods again.
Does he do that often?
From time to time.
What the hell does he get up to there?
I don't know.
He goes to the woods from time to time. That smells fishy to me.
What do you mean? There's no law against it, is there?
With all the footpads, looters, humans, and God knows what other vermin around, it's not the sort of thing an honest man would do.
What? But Hinek doesn't have anything to do with those people.
Oh, really? Then what does he do there? I don't imagine he's gathering mushrooms.
I really don't know what you want from me. So Hinek is a bit odd and sometimes he goes off into the woods. So what?
Hey!
When did you last see him?
A few days ago. He came to me late in the evening, drunk.
And that was unusual?
I never saw him drink much. He always came to me sober.
So he was acting strangely that evening?
He was strange. I had the feeling he was afraid of something. He kept prattling on and didn't seem to care about you know what. So I threw him out and I haven't seen him since.
Can you remember anything he said that evening?
Oh, I'm not sure. He went on about some fellow called Lubosh who died. That he was regretting he ever got into it, but he never said what it was. And that it wasn't worth it for the money. Aye, and then he was talking about the money. That was very odd.
What did he say about the money?
Just that he had a pile of it hidden behind his house.
I see. What did you say to that?
What could I say? He was drunk. He kept saying I was a fine girl and other harlots wouldn't go with him even for money. And if I wanted, I could even take half the money and leave. Or he'd go with me and we could get married and such. Oh, just poppycock.
Did you go there for a look?
No, I've got better things to do. Obviously he made it up. Where would a layabout like him get so much coin?
Yes, I understand. Did he tell you exactly where he hid it?
He said he buried it at his father's small holding, in the western corner.
All right, thank you.
Goodbye. What have we here? Has something happened?
Hey, you there! Are you going to hang around here gaping like a skeleton?
Yeah.
I'm honored that a knight...
Don't you have any clue at all?
I really don't know.
How's that?
Because every time he brought...
I'd like to talk to you about...
I'm very busy, so make it...
Do you at least know any friends he's...
As far as I know.
I heard he's sing...
Maybe. Go. And if he's really... Jesus! I see a thief! God!
God save. How may I help you? Good night.
I heard you've been seeing Hinek, the tanner's son.
So what? Come to preach at me, have you? That I'm a loose woman, a sinner, that I seduce decent men?
God, no, nothing like that. It's just that you're the only one in the village who sees Hinek, so I came to ask you about him.
Aye, I've seen him often enough. I don't know what I could tell you about him.
Where can I find Hinek?
I haven't seen him in the village for a few days. He must have run off to the woods again.
Does he do that often?
From time to time.
What the hell does he get up to there?
I don't know.
Look, Hinek's my friend, and I really need to know where he is and what he's doing.
But I already told you I don't know where he's got to.
So I suppose he just goes to the woods to pick mushrooms, does he?
Mushrooms? No. More like hares or other game.
So Hinek is a poacher? That's no surprise.
Well, he was never much of one for an honest trade.
Do you know exactly where he goes? Maybe he has some favourite spot he might have told you about?
He said he has some hideout in the woods, but he didn't tell me where.
When did you last see him?
A few days ago. He came to me late in the evening, drunk.
And that was unusual?
I never saw him drink much. He always came to me sober.
So he was acting strangely that evening?
He was strange. I had the feeling he was afraid of something. He kept prattling on and didn't seem to care about you know what. So I threw him out and I haven't seen him since.
Can you remember anything he said that evening?
Oh, I'm not sure. He went on about some fellow called Lubosh who died. That he was regretting he ever got into it, but he never said what it was. And that it wasn't worth it for the money. Aye, and then he was talking about the money. That was very odd.
What did he say about the money?
Just that he had a pile of it hidden behind his house.
I see. What did you say to that?
What could I say? He was drunk. He kept saying I was a fine girl and other harlots wouldn't go with him even for money. And if I wanted, I could even take half the money and leave. Or he'd go with me and we could get married and such. Oh, just poppycock.
Did you go there for a look?
No, I've got better things to do. Obviously he made it up. Where would a layabout like him get so much coin?
Yes, I understand. Did he tell you exactly where he hid it?
He said he buried it at his father's small holding in the western corner.
All right, thank you. Is it true?
What?
Other whores wouldn't go with him even for money.
The other bathhouse girls are honest, so I don't know. The truth is, I felt a bit sorry for him. Folk don't like him, but it's only 'cause his old man is a grouch and a tanner.
I heard they don't like him because he keeps company with villains.
True enough, but they didn't like him before that either. Or me. They're close-minded yokels. Both of us are the black sheep of the village.
There's nothing more between you?
No, nothing. Maybe Hinek thinks differently, but that's how it goes.
Another thing about the money...
What is it?
I found out that Hinek goes... Don't worry. Hinek has much bigger problems than...
No, I'm not. It's true he used to go hunting in the woods sometimes. When he came back, he'd usually come to me. That's all.
How did you know he'd been to the woods?
He always talked about what he caught, and he never came to me at other times. Probably didn't have the money for it.
Do you know who he sold it to?
He never told me straight up. But who could he sell it to? The innkeeper, I reckon. It makes sense.
For sure. Do you know what route he took? At least the general direction. Anything that could help me find his hideout.
I think he usually went through the woodcutter's camp, because he always brought me freshly chopped firewood, and he had wood chips on his boots.
Good. So at least I know where to start.
Goodbye.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Over here. Are you blind, for Christ's sake?